for me, please? Thank you. Now, while we're waiting for beautiful Miss Chastity to come, because I was talking to her last night, so I do know she's coming. Um, I see some beautiful, amazing people in here that I had opportunity to meet. And if you don't want to talk, that's fine. But beautiful, something that you go or get through the day better. I'm sorry. Can you hear me better now? Starts them breaking up. Courtney Good. I met this young lady, beautiful woman, by the way, and she just made me for me to dream.
Mom, stop talking. Nobody can hear you. Let Courtney take it away. We love you.
Okay, good.
Well, y'all, I didn't even really hear anything but my name twice, so I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm happy to be here this morning. Motivational Monday, getting the week started. And, I actually was blessed enough to be with Chas over the weekend in Arizona. And it just made me, realize again, how you start to realize something, how great your product is and the company you're around. And you're like, okay, it's still the same. The product shows up for us every single day. And the community, which y'all know is absolutely amazing. And, we always say that, we don't just thrive together, we do life together. And, a couple of my, team members, yesterday got some people getting VIP 800. And it kind of goes back to where like, you know what, these new people that get on Thrive, their whole life is about to change, not just the morning when they take their capsules, their lifestyle mix, their DFT, their quality of their day changes, our quality of our day changes. And there was somebody just on here with her little babies, getting ready for the day, which my kids are kind of getting ready for school as well. I'll be leaving here in a few minutes, because of what we get to take and put in our body the first thing in the morning. It changes the way we react to things in the morning. And not every day, we're not perfect every single day, but when you start healing your body with the vitamins we have from the inside out, there's no way things don't change. And we were talking about that a lot this weekend is, when you feel better, you show up in life different. And for me, before Thrive, and for so many people that I talk to, so I've been thriving for a while. I've been thriving for 8 years. And prior to that, me and so many people that I've talked to, when I would get up and do life, it wasn't that great. And my conversations with people weren't that great either. I will admit, I would be that one person maybe sitting around, a table with a group of women and gossipy. You know what I mean? Because I'm not going to say I'm necessarily the one that started it, but I didn't end it. It didn't close in my ears. And you're like, okay, how does Thrive go with gossiping and filling your body with nutrition? Because it does. All things start to change. Your conversations start to change because what do? All of a sudden, you're just like this tired, exhausted mom. And then all of a sudden you start thriving and start putting vitamins in your body. And you start to what? We hear this all the time. We talk about this all the time. You start to self-develop. You read books, you're listening to audibles. And when you start flooding your mind with greatness, that is all you want. You don't want to go back to feeling crappy, because when you're sitting around chit-chatting with your friends, not feeling great, and you're not having the greatest of conversations, there's no way you get done with that conversation and be like, that felt so good. It doesn't. And so because we get to flood our body with so much nutrition and we learn constantly, you guys, I tell people this all the time. If I did not, I still self-develop, obviously. But if I didn't get on calls when I first started with Paul and Chastity and whoever, and they say, you got to open up a book, or they would tell you different books. So for me, it was How to Build Your Network Business with Jim Rohn. So the first 2 years, of my business, I didn't listen. It was so crazy because people, like my friends that weren't thriving, thought I was like a crazy woman. But it changed my life. I never listened to the radio in the car. I was working at the time, so I didn't really come home. My babies were little. I developed in my vehicle on the way to work and on the way home from work. And for 2 years, that's all I did. And it's funny to think 8 years ago, God, time flies, man. But I had to, I'd put the CD into my car. I don't think anybody has CDs in their car anymore. And I would just play and play and play. And if I would not have done that, I can guarantee on every level in my body that I would not be here today. I would not be with Lavelle. I wouldn't be anywhere today. I don't know what I'd be doing. But I wouldn't be where I'm at because I knew that I deserved more. I knew my family deserved more. I knew there was more out there in life for me. And knowing that if you keep putting great things in your mind every single day, and that's the thing is like, I'll talk to people and they will be, they're like, oh, I just read this book, 4 months ago. I'm like, oh, cool. Awesome. How was it? Oh my God, it was so amazing. They'll tell me all these tips and tricks that they loved about it so much. But then I'm like, okay, what have you listened to or what do you do now? What's your thing today? It's like, oh, I haven't done anything in 4 months. And this is not me to say, okay, you're crazy. I can't believe you didn't do that. But people get out of the habit of flooding their body with greatness. And I'm talking in their mind. We wake up every day, take our Thrive because our Thrive shows up for us every day. But so many people are so focused on so the strongest muscle in our body, right? And the most powerful muscle is our brain, is our mind. But people tend to focus more on what they look like, what their weight is, what they're wearing, and that sort of thing. And they're not focused on what they're putting in their mind every day to feel better about themselves. So maybe they're not so worried about all the outside things that, that people are constantly thinking about. So when you're thinking about your mind every single day and putting something in there that is life-changing, is it a book? You guys, the thing is, people think it has to be a book, and you can just wake up in the morning and listen to Google, you know what I mean? And say, motivational videos. You can 3 or 4 minutes in your morning could completely change your day. And another thing too is, you guys, I think a lot of people in this business slow down or they get frustrated. And it's not because of the product, right? Because that shows up for us every day. But people start to take advice from other people. And that's on the outside of Lavelle, like people that you might work with. It could be a family member. So I always tell people, never take advice from someone who isn't where you want to be, right? You want this $1 million dream. We all want that. We want this. Yes. If you want to make extra gas money, we all started like that. You want to make, your electric bill, which is awesome. I think that's amazing. We want, like, a lot of us want that $1 million dream, but we have a minimum wage work ethic. Like, I want all the things. And if you wrap up 7 days and how much time, and again, it doesn't have to be a crazy amount of time, and what are you putting into this business? You might say, you know what? I'm working like part time. And then the time that I am putting into it, I'm not fully focused on reaching out and sharing my story. And I always say to people, a year from now, you'll wish you have started today. Now, I'm not talking about your vitamins, whatever that is for you. Let's say you said you were going to read, every day, or put 4 or 5 minutes of, some greatness into the strongest muscle, right? Your strongest muscle is your worst enemy in your mind. You have to train your mind, right? Because that is your worst enemy. Because what you think in your mind is how your life plays out. But so a year from now, you wish you would have started today. Let's say it's like, I'm finally going to work my calendar. I'm finally going to put something in my calendar, 2 to 3 times a week that has to do with me developing in the Thrive life, not just developing self-development. So what happens is somebody starts something, and I'm talking me too. So I'm like literally talking to myself. You'll start something, you're like, oh, I'm going to be super consistent with this. And then it goes for like 10 to 12 days and there's no consistency anymore. Right now, my group is on day 15 of the 60-day challenge. I've already seen it blow for so many people. They were so excited. So, and that makes me sad for them because distractions get in the way. And then when you get distracted with your business, you're not doing the things that you want to do, then you start to feel guilty. You're like, oh man, I was going to go and do, and I told my team and I told my friends that I'm going all in, I'm doing this. And it's only 15 days in and I ain't doing it anymore. And then you start to feel guilty, and then your body slows down because you're not doing what you said. And then everything starts to slow down for you, right? You need a plan for a long period of time. You need a plan for a long period of time, not a short of time. So if you think about it, if there's something that you set out for yourself in the last year, 2 years, 3 years, however long you've been thriving, how many things have you said that you're going to do that you're still doing? Now, and again, no one's perfect, but could you imagine if you stuck with it, those things that you said? So y'all, a year from now, God willingly, we're still here. You'll never be, you're never going to be like, man, I wish I wouldn't have self-developed this whole last 365 days. You're never going to say that. You're like, or anything that you're doing more in your business, you are going to be absolutely amazed at the results that you're getting. And you guys, let me just tell you a couple of things here. There are some things that we can control in our life, and there's some things we cannot control in our life. The things that we can't control is how people feel. We can't control that. So whatever that is, how people feel with you working this business, how people feel about maybe not jumping on board with you, and they said they're going to, they're sick and tired of being sick and tired. They say that to you every day, but then they're still not doing the things that they said they're going to do. You can't control that. No big deal, right? You can't control the past. So whatever has happened to this moment and before, there's nothing you can do to control that. You can just make it better. Hey, you know what? You can't control aging. Thank God we got collagen, right? And you can't control what other people say. You can't control that. You can't control the weather. You can't control the mistakes others make and the opinions that others have of you. But for some reason, we hold on to that. We hold on to our past. We hold on to how people feel. We hold on to our mistakes. We hold on to how people's opinions and their beliefs, right? But the things we can control, you guys, is our words. We can control our words. We can control our boundaries. We can control that. We can control learning from our mistakes. We can control learning, our thoughts, our efforts, our actions. We can control the way we respond to things. We can control our attitude, and asking for help, you guys. And I think that's the biggest thing, y'all. I don't ask for help a lot, and I know that's the thing that I probably need to get better at. But there are so many people in this business that can help you one way or the other. If you're stuck, you're like, I'm unmotivated. For me, I'm like, dude, listen to this book. I'm going to send you a YouTube motivational. That stuff for me lights me up. Sometimes it just takes 3 or 4 minutes to change your attitude, by just pressing play on something or opening up a book. So fear is a liar. We all know that. Like, we've heard that. We've sang the songs, whatever. But never trust your fears, you guys, because your fears don't know your strength. Y'all are up in the morning. So for me, it's 7 o'clock. I don't know what time it is now, 7:22 for me. And my kid should be coming out of the door right now because he has to be in school in 8 minutes. DJ, come on, boy. Your strength, you're up, you got in, you clicked the Zoom link this morning, you put in the password. There's not one single person on this Zoom right now that doesn't deserve more, that shouldn't have more, that doesn't deserve the best. You do. And you know what? Your fears, they don't know your strength. You guys have so much strength in you. You don't even know. You haven't even tapped in to how much strength that you have. Being a part of this company, being a part of this business, being a part of a product that actually freaking gets you excited about getting up each morning and doing life. Like, how blessed are we for that? And then I'll add this, and I'll send it back to you, Shane. I don't even know if I should have been talking this long. But strategic planning is worthless. I remember somebody said that to me years ago. Strategic planning is worthless unless there is a strategic vision. Y'all, you can plan until you're blue in the face on the things that you want to get done. But if you don't see that long-term vision, guess what happens? We stop planning. We don't do the thing. So where do you see yourself What do you want? Your vision should literally pull you, and you should pull you up, and you should show up every single day. Your vision should pull you to show up every single day. If you know what you want and you see every day, maybe on a vision board, what you want, you're going to want to get up and fight for that every single day. So, Shannon, I'm going to get my kid in the car because he's not processing very quickly. I'm going to send it back to you.
Thank you so much for everything you shared. I'm assuming that our beautiful Miss Chastity is still sleeping. And that's okay, because it's not the first time. It won't be the last, and she always does make up for that. But I see some amazing leaders on here, and it doesn't matter if you have a whole bunch of people behind you or just one person behind you. You're a leader if you're here. I do see one of our newest millionaires on here, and I was wondering, Miss Sonia, would you share just something that you do daily to help you build your business?
Sure. I wasn't planning on being on this morning, but I surely can. How is everyone? Good morning. Well, for me, this is early because I get up at 5:30 every morning. And the one thing that I do is last night, and I think I see a lot of my team on here, Krista, a lot of my people, honestly, I've built my business with my new people, meaning my VIP 800 reports. You guys, those people are people. They're not a number. In your cloud office, that is one thing that I do dig deep in connection, and just out of the gate, kind of hearing somebody's pre-thrive story, why they started thriving, to their day 2 to their day 22. And when you kind of hear, somebody's why, and you hear them out, and, really kind of dig deep into, sorry, Katrina, I'm actually changing. I'll turn my camera on. I kind of was caught off guard. But I dig deep with people. People matter. If you really actually hear somebody's story, right? Like, somebody cares about why you joined Thrive. Why'd you start thriving? Hey, like I was that exhausted mom, and we all have a story, and we all have a very deep reason as to why we needed these 3 steps. And when you simply listen to people, people need people. And especially in our world, 2 years out of this pandemic, people want to be heard, and I always have my listening ears on. I'm a very good listener. I think a lot of people that actually know me, that talk to me almost on a daily basis, know that I love to listen, and I'm very compassionate in ways, just because of my own story. And so when you hear people out, they're going to actually stay in the business. When you actually put like a one-on-one focus onto, hey, why'd you join? And this is what you can grab in the next 2 weeks. It's called VIP 800. We're going to work towards your first 2 customers together. When you put that out there for people, they feel like, oh, wow, these people care about me. Like, I'm feeling so good on my Thrive, but here they are wanting to help me thrive for free. And they're kind of breaking down this simple 2 and 2 VIP 800. I'm really big on simplicity in the business, because the foundation is so simple. I've been thriving now for 5 years, a little over 5 years, and nothing's changed about the comp plan, the 3 steps. Yes, we've added products, but nothing has changed about VIP 800 when you come into the business. And that's like the best thing about this entire business is they haven't complicated the comp plan. We all start with this free business, the free cloud office, and nothing's changed in all of these years. And the only time it gets complicated is when us as individuals and people get complicated because maybe we're looking left or right, or we have some home things going on and life is happening, right? So, sorry, I had to change. Good morning. But that's the biggest thing I do. So this morning, I go to the gym every morning. I'm very routine and very structured person and mom. I'm a single mom, and, my daughter's just about to get up here, but I like structure. I love doing my VIP 800 calls. It's what I do most every single day in my business. And this is something somebody else taught me as I was growing, because I really actually flew to 12K and kind of flew my way to 40K out of pure excitement, out of like honestly sending minis out the door, doing mini races, But I kind of lost track in sense of, oh my gosh, what do I do next? Where am I going? And I really needed to focus on my own business, and meaning like 5 a day. So I did this last night and I did it today. I have a little whiteboard in my office because we just have some explosive teams right now, but I write down my 5 a day, my 5 follow-ups, or like, like my PPA for March and April, who I'm going to get thriving for free. Who am I going to send out minis to today? But minis have built my business. Those 3-day samples, those 6-day samples, honestly have been the foundation of my entire business. So if I'm not getting those out or sending them out for my customers or helping my team send out minis, I'm not growing. We launched some mini races last week, you guys, and it has been an absolutely explosive week. Like my team has sent out probably easily 50 to 100 mini experiences in a 3 to 4 day period of time because the whole team is doing it. So if you even have a small team chat, we're launching one today into tomorrow into our really large team page. But, it takes like one person to kind of like start the fire, and everybody's looking to everybody else to start the fire. Well, when I came in and we joined this business, we only had us to look at the fire too. We weren't looking left or right and waiting for somebody else to do a live event or waiting for somebody else to post or waiting for somebody else to do it for us. Like we kind of put that ball in our hand. And as our team has grown over the years and time, I've noticed, I was like, I really encourage people to be that fire. You really honestly have to be your own rock star, right? And you have a whole team of thrivers and people all around you in your community, the, dream team Zooms, your own personal team Zooms or whatever. Grasp onto that person if you have something going on personally, just to chat with, just to talk to if you need that encouragement. But mini races and minis honestly have built my business. I had such massive blinders on that I didn't have, almost like I didn't have time to slow down because it created this mass snowball of momentum that we never ran out of a business because of 3-way messages. And I can't, like, I wish Emma Moore were on here right now because she's like super on fire into this business right now. And I mean, she always has been, but she's really caught the fire of keeping it simple. Minis, 3 ways, tags, like all these people are tagging her and then their friends are commenting and their friends are commenting. So she's not running out of a business this month at all because it all stemmed from her launching a little mini race, which is going to be her June business. And we're all excited. Another day 1 thriver, another day 3 thriver. And it's so simple, right? It just starts from that 3-day mini experience. I guess I don't know what you really want me to talk about. I'm sorry, I was not like mentally prepared to. If there's a certain thing that you want to talk about, but that's something that I do daily, every day. Is my goal is minis. My goal is my VIP 800s. That has been, we have a small, mighty team, and I think that's what. Yeah, Eric Cooper, said Sonia's goal is our team. We have a very small, mighty team, and they're a powerful team because we have developed layered leadership. And I think when you allow other people to lead, that's where it's like really the biggest goal in your business is, we're the encouragers, we're the connectors. I can pour and instill my vision on everyone. And that's the one thing that I never did was I never steered away from my own vision. And I was willing to get down and dirty and basically live on my phone, you guys. I mean, there's been a lot of days this year I've been on my phone 13 to 15 hours a day, but I know what August and September can bring, and you really have to be willing to do what others aren't willing to do to get to where you want to be. Another thing is too, and I have this conversation, I had a couple last night actually, is, what do you want on your personal weekly paycheck? I'd like to do a lot of one-on-one conversations of how to maximize your personal paycheck every single week. And that is really focusing on what you need to do for your PPA. Is it the gas? Because I know it's $75 to fill up my tank and I'm running to from soccer and school every single day. But how can we maximize to get you where you need to be? Breaking that down super simple for you guys helps you focus and helps you get like get on track of what you need to do for the day, because we can talk about it. The foundation hasn't changed, right? Like we can talk about VIP 800 and, you know, getting your mind right and mindset. But you know what actually like settles a lot of our mind is action, you know, like getting out there and doing the do and really taking those action steps in the moment. Like say if Tiffany, you got 6 minis out today, and by Thursday and Friday at the end of this week, they're all like, I'm loving it. I'm feeling so good. I'm off to my kids' sports. And wow, I just have this whole bursting, booming. It changes your mindset back to day one that you started thriving, right? So action settles a lot of like, you know, just do the action parts, whatever those little baby action parts that you know how to do, that you know that has worked. You know, however you got those first minis out, that first customer, how did you get your first promoter to join? How did you get that first comment on Facebook? What was your day one of Thrive like? Like, you know, keep it so simple and so much of the fireworks that it attracts people, right? Because when our mind gets in the way, we complicate it, but we really want to get back to that steaming fire in here. So this is what I always do with my team too. Wherever the fire is, stay close to the fire. This is a lot of conversations. We have a lot of fire on our team. There's a lot of people on my team right now on the top of that leaderboard. Patricia being one, she got 2 payouts. She's on here right now. She's Krista Purdy's personally enrolled promoter. And we're all like, everyone needs to be around Patricia, like stay around the fire, stay close to the fire, stay close to the new people who are on mad excitement, who have that fire, because that's going to like bring out your own personal fire. But I hope that helps just a little bit. I think I'm hosting Lisa's Zoom tomorrow. Actually, I got to touch base with her today. I know that the girls were traveling this weekend, but I hope you have a good day. I got to fly out the door. I guess thank you for having me. This was unexpected. I just saw it posted in our team page. I'm like, I'm going to hop on that one, but thank you guys.
Thank you. I know what Sonia's saying is correct. I was at my daughter's this past week, and she has a young lady just starting out. And I mean, this woman is ignorance on fire, and she is just popping my daughter in messages left and right. She has me so excited that I'm ready to just go, 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 go. I mean, that's what it's all about. Getting that excitement, holding that excitement, keeping that excitement. Does anybody else want to share anything with us this morning on what they do?
Yeah, if I can interject really quick.
Yes, please.
So Sonia was saying Emma Moore. You guys, if you do not follow Emma Moore, go like run right now. Run and follow Emma Moore. She is the person that I personally, when I'm feeling like I need to get myself in gear, I go to Emma's page because she is just, she just radiates positivity. She is such a proud thriver that she goes live all the time. She's just freaking amazing. And she's funny. Oh my gosh. If I'm having a day where I'm just like, I can't handle, I swear I see Emma Moore on on my news feed, and she's like trying clothes on live. She did her Shein haul a couple weeks back, and I literally was laughing so hard. She is just so amazing and so motivational. That was one thing. The other thing, you guys, so I have been a promoter for 4.5 years. Okay. So I kind of felt like I was getting into a cycle to where I was just kind of just standing there. You know what I mean? Like something wasn't right. Okay. So I kind of reevaluated how much time I was spending on IPAs versus just noise. How much time was I working on scrolling, right? And I looked at my screen time and I was ashamed of my screen time. Like, I was like, there's no way that I can be on my phone that much, just scrolling. Now, if you guys have 3-way messages going, you know, that's perfectly acceptable. But for me, it was just trying to find interaction. Hold on, honey. So I had to challenge myself, one, to reduce my screen time, And two, I still needed to find a way to get that interaction in there. What, honey? Okay, hold 1 minute. So anyway, I started doing what I call 10 and 10. So I challenged myself. I set a timer on my phone. I have 10 minutes to do 10 interactions. So that would be 10 genuine comments on people's stuff. And I do that on Instagram and Facebook. When that timer's up, it's over. I check my messenger, put my phone down. That has helped reduce my screen time so much because I do not get caught in the process of just aimlessly scrolling. I know I have that timer set, and I find at least it's a minimum of 10 comments on people's stuff. That's how I start my day. And then, just like Courtney was saying, read. I am not a reader. I never enjoyed reading, but last fall I started to, and I read one book. I'm like, okay, this is helping. So then I read another, and now I read another. And it's like that also really helps bring, my personal screen time down, especially now, summertime. Kids are outside playing, I'm out there reading. So yeah, put down my phone, pick up a book is what I'm trying to live by. And like I said, once your messages are answered, once your business stuff is done, that's what I personally do. And I feel like it's helped prevent burnout or just that overwhelming feeling, because I'm getting my interactions in, I'm getting my work done, but then I'm also allowing time for myself and for my kids.
That's awesome. I love it. I love it. I just actually got a book in the mail by Rob Sperry. When I met him through this team here, and I got his The Conquering Game, and he told his story about how his brother. That was an amazing thing. So he put out this book with a person called Brian Breyer, and I just got it. It's supposed to be like Never Wonder What to Say Again or How to Say It, the ultimate script book. So I'm excited to start reading that just to see what it says. I know I do love his other books so much that I'm looking forward to see what it has to say. Let's see here. We have so many beautiful people in here. Don't want to just call people out. But I see Stephanie Forsberg, and she is a little spitfire. Haven't watched her, followed her page. She is amazing. Would you mind unmuting a little bit, sharing what you do? If not, that's probably. Catching people off guard is hard. So. Katrina, what are you doing? Don't just type it, talk it, babe.
Listening to my dog bark outside. So no, I was just typing about some of the books that I started, that I had read and listened to. I buy self-development books with every intention of sitting down and reading them, but I'm so on the go a lot that I never can really make myself sit down. So I do a lot of mine on Audible. And I started with Unf Yourself. I started with that one. Then I went to Daring Greatly, and I've made my way through a lot of Brene Brown books. Right now, I'm currently just started the Audible for Dare to Lead, and she actually has a workbook that you can print off to go along with Dare to Lead on her webpage, or I believe it sends the PDF when you buy the Audible too. So I have that printed off, and I'm going to do that right along with the book. And her books have honestly like really opened my eyes to a lot of different things, and as far as how I process shame, guilt, a lot of very hard emotions. And I'll tell you what, I actually got a really good compliment from somebody I worked with at a restaurant, because I'm back to bartending, and some of the employees are some of the same. The one girl, her husband works in the kitchen, and he says, Katrina's different. I haven't worked with any of them for probably since I've been thriving, since I've started doing self-development. They're like, Katrina's different. She's not as in a hurry, as frustrated, as, impatient. So the proof is in the pudding, right? I'm very much like Sonia. I get up early. I've already done my workout. I've already taken my shower. Kristen is waking up, and I will get her around, and we'll be doing stuff all morning. So having that morning routine, and, like we discussed the gratitude and everything, that's what I do every morning. When I go into my business side of things, I love this. I love being able to pour into people. So it's really important that I spend time on myself too, so that I can be here to do this. And it's not even just here, it's also at the restaurant to those girls, because a lot of people don't have a community like this that's so strong, that's so willing to just jump in and help. And if you can spread that even outside of here, people will be very appreciative, and it changes, kindness matters, and it changes people, so I just want to really encourage, to, thrive out loud. Like everybody says, thrive out loud, wear your DFT where people could see it, and maybe just carry some of, the self-development or the kindness with you, doesn't have to be a grand gesture or anything. Maybe a little bit of patience, a little bit more listening, and that goes a long way. But I think that's all I need to share. I hope you all have a nice day.
People want to know, what is the name of that book again?
So
What are you doing with the worksheet?
Oh, it's called Dare to Lead. I'll show you.
Dare to Lead. And does anybody else want to share anything before we just go ahead and end this and put some of these amazing things into practice that these ladies told us this morning?
So I have that physical book and the Audible. And it's about 40 pages. I just printed it off, and it's really cool. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about doing this, just to, help all the way around, and not that necessarily like to just lead here or lead anywhere, to just be able to show up more confidently and give better advice in difficult situations or uncomfortable conversations is really why I'm doing it.
Awesome. I might even have to check that out myself. But does anybody else here want to share anything before we go ahead and hop off and then put into implementation what these beautiful women have shared with us today?
Hey Shannon, before we hop off, what if each of us shared in the comments one of the favorite books that we have recently read, so that all of us can take a screenshot and have that list like on us?
That would be amazing. So whatever book you have recently read, go ahead and type it in the chat so others can go ahead and get that as well. If you mind me. And I'm probably not spelling it right, but oh, I put E. Robinson wrong. Yes, Kimberly, that is a great book. That is a great book. So is that Tiffany. Oh my goodness. He is amazing. And anything he does. I was like, How could an actor write a good book? But he did. Oh, love it, love it. Joyce Meyer is awesome. Yes, of course, Jason. Book, I love it.
And just a little tip, you guys, because I've read like 4 or 5 self-development books back to back, and I felt like I was no longer absorbing the information. I grabbed a novel. I just grabbed a novel to read. And I feel like, you know, it was a big freaking book. It was a long book. But I feel like it's now like I'm recharged to go back into self-development. So if you find yourself, maybe you're not absorbing the self-development anymore, grab something else. Don't just stop reading. Grab something else to read, and then it will recharge you for that self-development again.
That's true. I don't grab big novels. I just read like Harlequin romance, Harlequin romance books in between. But you never want to go back to back, because then it not only are you not absorbing, but it can also all blur together. You want to get a clear, clean, crisp message to go out there and utilize. So go ahead and take a screenshot of this chat. Ladies, I want to thank you for sharing your fire. We're already at the top of the hour just about. This has been amazing. I can't believe how awesome it is when one of our thrivers has a lot of traveling going on and she actually sleeps, and that's good because she needs it. When you get on and people just jump in and share their fire, I think that makes some of the best damn Zooms ever, because everybody's trying to come in and it's just amazing. Katrina, I want to thank you so much for recording. Give us some time to get this up. She'll send me the download and then I will upload it. So give us some time for that.